get in the middle? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Chris, and I'm a survivor of sexual assault. I can't call it rape because the police nor the hospital won't legally define it as that. Was I drunk? Yes. Was I overpowered by two bigger and taller men? Yes. Did I say no to unprotected sex? Yes. I said no many, many, many times. No always means no. It was rape to me. He seemed like a nice guy. He offered me a drink or two. I'm not sure if he slipped anything in my drink, and we somehow ended at his place. And before I knew what was happening, another guy surprised us and he joined us. They coerced me to have unprotected sex. I said no. I said no multiple times. I failed. He can't take it. He's just a little bitch. That's what they said after I physically had to force them off of my body. It was a blur after that. I gave up and walked home crying. The first week was not easy. I was concerned for my health and went through the procedure to make sure that I wasn't HIV positive. Lo and behold, I was terrified to discover that the guy who gave me my test results was one of my rapists. To face my rapist in a health clinic, an establishment where I was supposed to feel safe, that was the hardest thing to do. He advised me not to practice safe sex, ironically, and I gave him no satisfaction in seeing me vulnerable. I didn't cry, but after I left the clinic, I fell apart and I cried. I was at a low place in my life. I told the police and filed a sexual assault report. I gave the officers a photo, an address, and one of the names of the rapist. They did nothing. They didn't even look at the picture. Instead, they told me to repeat my story 3 times to see if I was telling the truth. I told my friends what happened, and some were supportive and a few were not. One of my closest friends questioned me and gave me her advice, and said that I should not have had sex, or should not have sex anymore. And in both cases, they placed the blame on me, the victim, and that's slut shaming. The hardest part isn't experiencing the incident, but the aftermath. You relive that moment over and over and over again, and can't help but cry and be angry and sad at the same time. Brock Turner's victim excruciatingly described in her 14-page testimony what it feels like to be violated. It eats you inside, but you are a survivor. You're an emotional island disconnected from everybody, and when you don't have the support of your friends, the police, or the clinic where you're supposed to feel safe, you will feel alone. It's been 10 months since the incident, and I'm still healing. He took away my consent, and I can't get it back. Why end rape culture? It scars you on an emotional level, on a psychological level, and a physical level. Consent is important, and no one should ever take that away from you. Period. It can't be erased, and the judge's ruling demonstrated he didn't care for the victim's safety or consent. He focused on the perils of drinking culture instead. Shouldn't we value human life at all genders, and that there should be consequences for violating them? Brooke's victim and I, as well as the many other survivors who are afraid to speak up, shouldn't have to feel this, emotionally beaten by the system, by the system. So wherever you are, I'm standing with you, and you are not alone. Thank you.